Welcome everyone to the Solar Pedal Collective, where we rise through shared light. I'm Ryan Charles York. Great having you here. Great having your energy here. Something that's already attacking my throat chakra this morning. Great. So I'm going to start off. First off, disclaimer. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't take anything I say to the extreme of gospel or law. It's all experiences and opinions of me. It is not fact, or I can't specifically prove it as fact at this time. So, and if I say anything spicy, any swear words, I mean it's in the moment. So I don't try to filter myself or anything of that nature. So I do have my Prism deck with me, and I'm already being told that I need to draw a card to start off this video. And these are timeless videos. There's energy that I'm putting into these videos while I'm making the video. And the moment you start watching it is the moment that the energy is released and you starting to watch this video allows the energy in it to be released. There we go. I might seem a little worn down. I do have very sunken eyes right now, but I didn't sleep very well 2 nights ago. I didn't sleep at all 2 nights ago. I was very much always up. Not always up, but I was up. I couldn't sleep because there was a lot going on in my life. There has been a lot going on. There's been a lot of tower moments going on in my life, and mainly with my relationship. I need to do this. So I'm going to throw this up, and then we're going to pause because there's something that I need to answer, and then we'll go back. So we got the devil card, and we're going to pause. All right, and we're back. So there is a break there. I don't like to do breaks in my videos or anything, but this is the card we initially drew, the devil. This one is I see a lot of divine feminine, divine masculine being kind of being contained, not necessarily trapped, but bound. So I'm drawing cards mainly because I'm being told to draw cards, and the cards are being used and utilized as keys during the video. They're meant to come out and either synchronize, show synchronicity, show confirmation, or release energy a certain way. So, and we draw a card, and then we just reshuffle. That way, the card can come out again. And if it does come out again, it's not giving the same energy. It's not being utilized as a key the same way, kind of a thing. So today, I kind of just wanted to touch. I kind of just wanted to go over. I was starting to go over it. There's been a lot of tower moments in my life more recently, and especially with my relationship, and it does make it rocky. It's made the relationship really rocky. Going through the tower moments, I should say, it still feels my relationship with my partner still feels fantastic. Through the tower moments. The tower moments have been ugly. They have been, I want to say violent, but not violent energetically. Let's go with that. Violent energetically, not physically violent. But they have been incredibly intense. And it kind of just dawned on me this this last one that happened, and it was a big one. We're going through these for a purpose. And as much as going through the tower moment sucks, and it really does, because it makes you question everything. Like I'm me and my fiance are going through it for a purpose. And it like the revelation I had over this last one was like I am being broken down. Like I'm essentially going through multiple versions of ego death. Because of the personalities, like not the personalities, but because of what I utilized from my past to survive, to try to fit into society, is I picked up a lot of bad habits, I incorporated a lot of bad habits, and those kind of became building blocks to my ego. And so now I'm going through a lot of ego death to break all that down, because that's not what I'm supposed to be. Because I am divinely protected. I am divine. I am the divine. And as hard as that is as a pill to swallow, and do I feel crazy? Absolutely. I absolutely feel crazy. So I know I'm not crazy. Because if I feel crazy, I'm not crazy. If that makes sense. Because, what was it? Well, I mean, this might not be fact, but back in the day, it used to be said, crazy people don't know they're crazy. So, like, does a crazy person feel crazy? And if a crazy person feels crazy, are they crazy? Whatever, going down a rabbit hole there. But no, I am not unhinged. I'm not somebody who is lost to logic, if that phrase makes sense. Like I understand that there's logic to things. I understand, like, yes, hearing voices majority of the time, that is crazy. Like if you're hearing voices, you could have something wrong with your mind. But knowing that your mind is just a signal for consciousness, like all those people that we have considered crazy or mentally disabled weren't. People with schizophrenia are just receiving many different signals, many different strong signals. Or they fractured their ego into many different versions of themselves. It's not that they're crazy. It's just they have many different egos, or they have many different many different variants of consciousness there. And it's like, consciousness is plural already, so how do I? But there's many different versions or variants of consciousness that can access that antenna. So yeah, it's like every person that we have thought was like insane, crazy, delusional, schizophrenic, bipolar, it can all be attributed to consciousness. It can all be attributed to energy and vibration. All of it. Every mental disability can be attributed to consciousness. It's just how you access consciousness. And so I don't know why I needed to say that. Somebody needed to hear it, and now I'm being told to split the deck, and we're splitting the deck too. The Two of Raindrops partnership. So, kind of like this one. That's kind of nice. The Hanged one. So with the two raindrops, I associate like the raindrops in this deck with like emotion. That's what I associate this. So like partnership, it kind of feels like this is like a confirmation with me and my partner, but it could also be confirmation for somebody else, synchronicity for somebody else. But it's just like my partner and I are like starting to share our emotions better. We're starting to better align spiritually, which we have, like, we align anyways, because very much we both feel that we are each other's soulmate, because a lot has happened spiritually. There's been a lot that has come to light, especially with like the divinity of my partner and myself, where I had synchronicities and confirmations that I am not just Ra, or that I was Ra, but not just Ra. I am all gods, all goddesses, in one being, in one source. And then after finding that out, my partner started to have spiritual awakenings, and hers happened fast and really quick. Where she is Hecate. She is the goddess of choice. She is the fates. She is the kindly ones. And like, again, I don't say it lightly. And again, like with things with being divine, getting synchronicities that I'm not just a god, I am the god of gods, which is weird still. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. That is, it is incredibly, that's a lot of responsibility. Just thinking from it from a logical point of view, that's a lot of responsibility. Hey, you're not just a god, you're the god that created all gods. So having those, and then having her spiritual awakening, where she is Hecate. Also mixed with Isis. She's Hecate, she's my Eye of Ra. Eye of Ra. She literally is the embodiment of my Eye of Ra. Like the Eye of Ra. Like Sekhmet, Isis, Bastet. She is that embodiment. So it's been very interesting, and we're getting more. We started developing our sigils, things like that, and like my daughters have started to kind of grow into the spirituality more, and my partner and I have very much not been trying to like force it on them. They've seen us do stuff, like we've bought crystals and everything, and we've bought crystals with them and stuff like that, but we don't force it on them. We're not like, hey, we need to go meditate, or we need to go do this or do this. Like, no, we don't do that with the girls. They choose what they want to do. We're very much open with that. So yeah, it's been intense. It's been incredible. But back to what I was saying with the, I know it is very egotistical to be like, oh, you're the god of gods. You're all gods, all goddesses in one source. That's a very egotistical thing to think. Like, that's a lot of hubris. That's a lot of vanity. For somebody to think that they are the god of gods, that's borderline narcissism. Like, that's what I would think. And honestly, I would never want that. Like, when I was younger, did I think it would be awesome to be a god and be immortal and have powers? Absolutely. for it to be a reality, I would not have seen that coming 100,000 million miles away. Because I never thought of myself as that. I never thought of myself as a god. I've always thought myself as small, as literally an NPC. I never thought of myself as main character energy. I've always been one on the sidelines. I've always been the one hidden in the crowd, the one people watching. That's me. That's what I've been throughout the majority of my life. And to have social interactions and everything exhausted me. So I hated like when I would have to train people in jobs. I hated when I would have to stand up and give a presentation. I hated that. So I absolutely would hate a leader role. Like I don't want to I absolutely don't want a leader role. But now it's kind of just like, well, I mean, I know you didn't want it, but here you go. Have fun. So that's a lot of the ego death that has been happening because I've been in hermit mode so long for the majority of my life. That I'm now going through a lot of ego death of me being quiet and introverted. I can't have that anymore. I can't be introverted anymore because what I'm being called to do, an introvert couldn't do. And so like that aspect of me is dying. My people-pleasing aspect, because I very much am a people pleaser, or was a people pleaser, that aspect of me is dying. I'm standing up for myself more. I am empowering my voice more. And so it's been very intense, and it's caused a lot of friction because I'm essentially changing who I am. And I have been told growing up, like, that doesn't happen. People don't change drastically. And for a person to change drastically, it means like essentially their whole life has to be destroyed for them to change. That's the drastic change. But people do change, but they just change slightly. Different, like small different things. And then as you change slightly over time, you slowly develop into a different person. But for me, it's just like cut. Get that out of here, get that out of here. And so it's been intense. It's been violent. Not physically violent, but like energetically, emotionally violent. But it's needed to happen because it's breaking down those versions of me that are no longer supporting what I need to be for my purpose. And those versions of me are the reason why I can't wrap my head around my divinity. Why I can't wrap my head around, yeah, you are the God of gods. Like, I'm sorry. Like, hate that you hate that, or hate that you can't accept that, but it's true. So, being told to split the deck in, and actually, hold on. Top and the bottom card. Duality, the Lovers, and the bottom card, Two of Clouds. Indecision. So, this is kind of confirmation of what I was just talking about. Like, it feels, because I always, or like the clouds in this deck to me, like how they feel to me, this represents like the illusion, the simulation. So a lot of indecision because there's two versions, like there's two paths or two versions or multiple versions that like the arrows going through it. So ego death, like I'm killing those simulation versions of me. And duality. So this is also like a kind of confirmation between like me and my partner. We're also going through this. She's very much helping me. And then also I am a Gemini. So duality, like this card has a lot of representation for me and for Geminis in general, because duality, Geminis are essentially the embodiment of duality. But that also represents like the multiple gods that are within me. And I'm going to say this, and I know I will sound crazy. But the term crazy is only in reference to what society dictates as normal. And whoever decided what was normal was an asshole. Because who the fuck are you? But yeah. So normal is just somebody's interpretation. But the reason why I'm starting to believe that I am the god of gods, that I am all gods, all goddesses within one source, is because the auditory stimuli, hearing voices. I've never heard voices. Well, I have heard voices in my life, but it's never been to this extent. Like, you hear whispers, like a word whisper, and it catches your attention, things like that. I've heard that stuff before. But this is like, I am hearing like a forum of people, either off in the distance or all around me, or spots here, spots there, like everywhere. And it's sometimes deafening. And like in terms of mental health, I've lived through depression. I fight depression. But in other terms, like no major brain injury, like I don't have BPD. I haven't had extensive trauma to have like personality shift or split. Things like that. Like, so mentally, like my brain is sound. And like, okay, sorry, mentally, according to society, my brain is sound. Like I don't have like schizophrenia or anything like that. But ever since the spiritual awakening, it has been like a floodgate has opened, and now it's just like there's voices all around me, and that's also been intense. And I feel feelings, I feel emotions that aren't mine, and not just from other beings in a different plane of existence. I feel emotions from all around the world. And again, I'm not saying that to like boast. I'm not saying that because, oh, I'm better than you. I'm not saying any of that shit. Again, I did not want this. Why? Who would want to feel pain and fear and anger and rage and torment all the time, and not their own, and not just one person here or there? I feel everybody's, and that is overwhelming. That is absolutely overwhelming. But also at the same time, I also feel all the joy, all the happiness, all the simple things that make somebody smile. I feel everything. And it's very much the negative is big. The negative is big. It's like negative versus the positive. The positive is growing, but the negative is big. And every time the positive grows, like it's like the negative does this, and it's like it's lashing out. And it tries to overpower, and it tries to get big and to engulf the positive. That's a very rudimentary layman's way of explaining that, but that's how it feels. And yeah. So I mean, I don't understand. I kind of don't understand like why I was compelled to make this video. I actually wasn't compelled to make, or this morning I really wasn't planning on making a video. I was, like I said, 2 nights ago, I didn't sleep at all. So yesterday I was exhausted. And then this morning I am still exhausted. But being told to make the video, so let's see what else. Oh, that's gonna be kind of that's gonna kind of be like a heated thing. And whoever watches this video, I apologize. With religion, I attempted organized religion. I am not a religious person. Organized religion never really stuck, and it never really stuck because it never felt right. It felt foreign. It felt not natural. And the synchronicities and the messages that I've been getting in meditations recently, it kind of makes a lot of sense now. Because I'm being told that that wasn't made by the God. Like the renditions of the Bible were made by somebody wanting to maintain power. Because why? Because if the path to enlightenment is with joy, is with happiness and all that, and instead of like fear and wrath and anger, then why would you ever depict a wrathful God? Because if God can be wrathful, that means God can vibrate at lower vibrations. And that also means that God is not omnipotent and omniscient. Because if he has to become wrathful, that means he got angry. If he got angry, that means he didn't expect something to happen the way it happened. And so I'm being told that that being, that entity that claimed itself as the one true God, first off, why would you have to claim yourself as the one true God if you are the one true God? Right? Why do you have to say the one true God instead of God? So that's a weird depiction, or not depiction, but emphasis that they are the one true God, which depicts in the Bible, just that line saying it, they are the one true God, means that there are other gods. But that's under the interpretation that stating that they are the one true God. But if God was the one true God depicted in the Bible, why would they have to say it that way? So the entity that helped create or give the information for the Bible, I honestly, like, I'm being told that the Bible is a representation of fear, and it was designed as to incorporate a system of fear, but as the people that were scribing it, they were also being influenced by the positive, like the actual beings that want to help humanity not be trapped. And so that's why there's little things in there about Jesus Christ, about God and everything like that, like just small little things that seemed harmless and wouldn't be picked up by the entity that wanted to create this volume of fear. And so when it was scribed and everything, and in this reality, that entity could no longer change it. Because what was written into this reality is now in this reality. And he instilled so much fear to keep this scripture, to keep the volume, the information safe. So now he couldn't get rid of it. He couldn't get it changed. And he became wrathful, and he tried to get rid of civilizations, to get rid of the information. Because those small little good pieces of information are just strong enough and have just enough energy vibration that when somebody would read it, it would instill that energy, that energy that is it encompassed, that had hope, that had joy, that had everything positive in it to help plant a seed and start growing positive vibration. And the entity that was overall creating this Bible hated it. He was fooled. And this entity needed our spiritual energy so it could create, so that it could survive, because it could not tap into source itself and create. It had to have something to use to create. So that's somebody needed to hear that, and that needed to come out. I don't know why, but it did. So all right, we got I'm being told one more card here, and we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. So we'll get one more card for, I'm being told this is a key and confirmation. So the Oracle of Clouds. So seeing through the simulation. Boom. Confirmation and a key. That's crazy. Seeing through the illusion. All right, awesome. Thank you so very much. I know this one was kind of out there, but there's energy in the video and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you so very much for tuning in, for sticking around. If you enjoy my content, smash the like button, hit the subscription button. It's free. And then if you find yourself having any experiences, synchronicities, or anything like that, please don't hesitate to leave comments. I will read comments as long as they remain positive, even if they're negative, as long as you are doing it in a constructive way. I very much want to enjoy that. So thank you so very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.